Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to the weekly review special for week 50 of the Gaming Decathlon competition. This week I brought in 3,784 points. It's up a couple hundred points from last week's score, so we are rebounding with the new titles that started last week. Best round, though, is still just over 1,000 points away from where we're at currently, but that's certainly not bad. Current virtual best, climbing back up only a little bit, though, 3,896, less than 100 up from last week's score. That's because the games that really made some progress this week were PCM 20. First, the career mode, up to 479, nearly at the record, also nearly at the end of the season. I think, though, as close as we are, I think we'll pass the record score. So that means our World Tour season, our lone World Tour season we had, where we scored that 500 points a couple of years back now, as a Continental Pro team, we are now so good, so dominant as a Continental Pro team that we are pulling together regular victories, regular results on a consistent basis, not just in the places where we need it to get the sponsor confidence, but the on-paper results, the quick sims, the unimportant races. We're dominating those as well, or at least doing really well in those. And the combination of the two is adding up to a lot of points because way less World Tour races, which means there's way less points on the calendar, but we're getting better results. And that's what's adding up to likely next week we'll have our record score. Then the big question is whether we get back to World Tour finally. This is our second season down in Continental Pro after our one and done in the World Tour. And I was really hoping that this season we'd make a big marquee signing that would push us where we need to go. Well, we've made the marquee signing, and I'm not at all happy with it. It's not somebody I'm happy to have or to have spent 20,000 plus on. But we had to. We had to make a marquee move, and the rider just really wasn't that good on paper, but the average was what we needed, and we weren't getting it internally as no one had developed past 73. So we signed him. It boosted us. We're now middle of Continental Pro. We're still not World Tour. So we need one of those three to level up before the end of the period. And that might push us over. I don't think so. I think we're going to come up short. So I think we're stuck Continental Pro for another season. And hopefully those guys can develop. Hopefully Rodriguez can be pushing 79 by next season or something, and that'll carry us into the World Tour. In the all-rounder, major progress there as well, rapid progress. I'm quick simming a lot of races, and I knew that would cost me a ton of points, but here I am actually scoring pretty well. We're headed for the World Tour next season, and all the way up to Jumbo-Visma. So big signing there. Will I score enough points before the end of the season to eclipse my record on that one as well? We'll get close. It's definitely going to be close. I don't know if we'll surpass it or not. In the Women's Tour, just started the second season, already have 6 points. Season 1 record was 8 points. We're going to pass that very early. We're a month into the season. So, excited for that, but it's still not going to be a big score. I don't think we're going to pass 100. It's probably going to be something like 50 by the end of the season. In Viking Way, I make a small gain up to 624 points now, but we're about to start a major war right at the beginning of our next episode. And if we find some early success in that, we'll see a big jump in the score because we're going to add as many as 3 towns next week, or 1 or 2. Either way, it's still going to see us over the next handful of episodes add quite a bit of points to the tally. Probably a good 150 or more, maybe 200 points or more. Obviously, we're going to lose some troops and gain, so it'll be kind of through that combination of the two as we recover and gain. But I could see us scoring another 150 or so in the next probably 2 weeks. In FM 21-0 to Hero, we're continuing to move up, but we're also starting to see the quality of our initial class of player has led to 3 of them being poached away for large payouts. So combination of the three is 1 million plus, but we lost 3 of our core players. So suddenly we only have 5 core players. We did make a move at the end of the week to start getting better recruiting classes, better youth intakes. The reason why our first youth intake was good and the others have not been as good is part of your youth intake depends on your either head of youth development, or if you don't have one, your assistant manager. I didn't have a head of youth development, and I had a terrible assistant manager. I got a better assistant manager and a head of youth development now that are significantly better than that guy was. They'll help. They will boost us back up a little bit in future youth intakes, so that we can start replacing those guys, because the last 3 youth intakes have been subpar, and they're really just filling in the reserves, the bench. They're not quality starters. Finally, in Empire of Sin, second week now that it's been out, establishing myself. First week, you kind of get that, here's the game, and now we're trying to grow into a power. So instead of being at the bottom, we're moving up towards the top of the list, and we're almost strong enough to start taking on other gangs. That's gonna get interesting when that happens. So either we'll blow up real quick if we're strong enough, or we're gonna see up, down in the scale as we play out some wars. Hammer Team was retired a week ago, so that's now on the retired list. And yeah, that's it. So on the all-time virtual best side, nothing in the top 10. We're still close. Retirement of Hammer Team, which was 14th, kept that from missing. It missed out on the top 10 just by a small margin. Viking Way is only a few points behind that now, and it stands to move up about 4 or 5 spots with just another 10 to 15 points. So small gain will add up to quite a few positions, and then it'll be just outside of the top 10. But as you can see, the top 10 is still a little ways away, 76 points, till we hit that one. PCM 20 career mode, we are definitely going to pass that record, I think anyway, before the end of the season. But we're not going to get much beyond it. So it'll get a little boost. But you can see there's a pretty big jump from its score to Viking Way, and there's only 1 game score in between them. So don't expect it to go up any places, just have a better score, a little bit closer. It's not going to get anywhere near that 700 this season. We're going to have to be World Tour before that's going to happen. And with the retirement of Hammer Team, the next game showing up on the active list, PCM 20 All-Rounder, back on the list. Position hasn't changed, score hasn't changed for a long time. It's just, it is where it is. That was season 3 when we did that. We're on season 5. Season 3 we had 6 wins. Season 5 we now have 5 wins. Every other season, 1, 2, and 4 all had 3 wins. So we're having our second best season. We're getting there. We're close. But will we eclipse it? Maybe, maybe not. Again, most of that's coming down to a whole bunch of quick sims costing me points that we could have gotten. Otherwise, we would have passed it. World Tour next season, though, so bigger points coming. That's going to do it for this review special. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Have a good week. Be safe out there, and bye for now.